Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have I got a treat for you today? What did I wear today? Sex appeal. No, the whole reason I wore it is the young girl I was working with yesterday that I was working with. We got talking about cologne because she knows I like cologne. She's like, "What's your favorite cologne?" I'm like, "Well, I have favorites." I said, "My favorite of all time is Jakar or Fahrenheit, one of the two." I said, and she goes, "Oh, I smelled them before." She goes, "Oh," I said, "Well, I got a couple that have not necessarily my favorite colognes, but I just love the names because they're so cheesy." And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, there's Sexual Sugar Daddy." She said, "What?" And I said, "Then there's Sex Appeal." And I got talking about Sex Appeal. I said, "Oh, it's made from like way before I was born, and it smells like." She's, "Oh, wear it tomorrow. I want to smell it." So I wore it today, and I'm there a couple hours before her. She comes rolling in about 8 in the morning, and she gets up to about the counter. She's like, "Ooh, Wayne, is that sex appeal?" Because we do that with it, right? Because it's a little joke I started yesterday. It's like, sex appeal. I said, "Yeah, that's the sex appeal." And she actually liked it. She said it smelled like a man out of the shower. Her words, not mine. I said, "Yeah, no, I get that." Because it does have a barbershop. It's not, I wouldn't call it a barbershop scent, but it has aspects of them, obviously, giving its age and the era it comes from. So, yeah. So, how did I apply it? Well, I went, it's a eau de cologne, but it's not a bad eau de cologne. It performs like a decent eau de toilette, honestly. I find most Jovans do that. Not all of them, but most. So, I went with three in my moisturizer today, one on my chest, one on the front, one on the back. Put my shirt on, one on my shirt, went to work. Uh, Performance wasn't too bad at all. Couple hours, a solid, arm's length out there for projection. Then it's comes in relatively quick, but doesn't become a skin scent right away. Again, it stops for a few hours at a bubble, gives you that bubble and that sillage, and then it becomes a skin scent for a couple hours. So you're looking at I got about, I'd say 7 hours. I was just towards the end of my shift. It was starting to get really light. So that was performance. What's the smell I get from it? When I initial blast, I don't like. It smells a really cheap lemon almost mixed with a bunch of florals, geranium, uh, some lavender, definitely carnation. And I don't like that, but it only lasts about 10 minutes, maybe 15 tops. And then that lemon type vibe mixed with the florals. The lemon's the bad part. The florals are nice, but the lemon mixed with it, just especially the cheap lemon they're using on this, just doesn't smell good. But then it kind of mellows itself out and calms itself down. You know what I mean? And it becomes a nice powdery fougere esque. Like I said, that's where it smells mostly like a fougere, like a classic fougere, like a. It had most. That's when it smells the most like that, like an Azero Pour Homme. I get more of a Lagerfield. Uh, Lagerfield Classic before it was just called Lagerfield, but now it's called Lagerfield Classic. The initial blast reminds me a lot of Old Spice. Like I said, uh, put a half hour into it, and then the fougere aspects really start coming out. I smell more of like I said, a Lagerfield Classic type smell. Not so much like a Lazaro Pour Homme. More that kind of barbershop type scent, fougere type scent. A lot of florals. It's powdery. It's clean, but you get quite a bit of spice in this. Mellow spice, sweet spice even. It's slightly sweet, mellow spice. Um, but it's not a super spicy scent. But they're there. You can smell them. I don't know what the spices are. I do pick up a uh, little coriander in it, a little bit of licorice or star anise probably, a little bit of star anise, uh, definitely a hint of cardamom. I'm just a mixture of spices, like maybe a 5 spice blend or something, and yeah, there it is there. But mostly, like I said, for the good part of it, it's a soapy, spicy, clean scent. Uh, and then you hit about halfway through the mid, the musk and a patchouli and some wood start coming, but especially the musk. Of course, it's Jovan musk come out, and it's a nice masculine 70s kind, 80s kind of musk. You know what I mean? Most of you do, like a heavy musk, with a hint of, like I said, a hint of patchouli and a hint of woods, and still with that underlying or overlay of powdery clean florals. So what is it at the end of the day? I mean, all that makes no friggin' sense. What is it at the end of the day? It is a clean, fresh, powdery, soapy, spicy, musky scent. That's it. It's just floral spices and musk. Pretty much what I get from it. I know there's supposed to be like green notes and stuff. I don't get anything green from it at all. Like, no matter how when I smell it or when I dig, maybe you do, and that's fine. My nose just isn't picking them up. So it's, like I said, just more of a soapy, powdery, clean, spicy, musky scent. And she didn't. I was surprised because we both laughed because she thought she was going to hate it too. She was, I don't mind it. She says, it kind of. She says, I wouldn't call it sex appeal. She said, but it smells like a man out of the shower, out of the tub, just had a shower or bath. I said, yeah, that's kind of what it goes for, really, if you think about it. So yeah, so I don't think it's a compliment, King. I don't think you're gonna walk around and girls are gonna be like, ooh, she's got sex appeal. You know, I don't think that's gonna happen. But nobody's gonna think you smell bad. You might think you smell a little old. Some people will. I even think it, to my nose, it smells a little old manish. But I kind of like that. We all know that. I like them old scents. So, but normally I like the stuff that smells classic, not dated. To me, this smells a little more dated than classic, but that's just my opinion. Don't nail me to the cross because I still like it. Just might have a tinge of 1 foot in the grave, if you know what I mean. Old man vibe. But I still love it. And I just love the name, Sex Appeal. I'm going to wear, next time I work with her in a couple weeks there, I'm going to wear all the other ones, Sexual Sugar Daddy. We'll see what she thinks of that. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourself.